I filmed everything I ate for 7 days while in the south of France. I eat 3 to 4 satisfying meals a day while keeping a healthy weight without restrictions. I'll show you every meal, breakfast, snack, lunch and dinner, plus share also some tips on how I eat to stay healthy and happy. Every morning I start with a variation of this drink: warm water, fresh lemon juice and sea salt. I then have a simple breakfast, but I am sorry I forgot to film this today, but you will see it from tomorrow on. For lunch, I then had some leftovers together with an egg, then this savory pastry, an apple for dessert, and some fresh baguette. I heated up the savory pastry and the egg together with the fried rice. I then plated everything nicely, and here is a little information. You will see me using a lot of different tableware in this video, which is not my minimalist normal kitchen. We are currently in the south of France and we are trying to find out what we should keep here and what not, so we're kind of using everything. And yeah, that's how I always like to declutter. You see that in other videos. I try to find my favorite stuff before we let go of everything else. This just as little information. Around 4 p.m. I usually have a snack, but today I just had this vegan pea protein powder. In the evening we will have some pasta, and when I only eat too much carb I sometimes get cravings, so I like to balance it out beforehand. My husband and I, we like to prepare a fresh home-cooked meal almost every night, either him or I, or we do it together. And we always love to also balance it out. So here you see me preparing a fresh Greek salad with some nice vinegar and also some herbs. We also bought some fresh truffle pasta that we want to enjoy that night, and I first cut up some onion and then fried it in butter. Then I had to fill up my Parmigiano jar. It's something that I do once a week and then we can enjoy it throughout the week. And I really see this as my mindfulness practice to really focus on the task. And then I used some other tableware that we are seeing if we would like to keep it. Then here you can see the pasta. While I was cooking it and then frying it, unfortunately I saw that there is actually meat in it, which I don't consume. I'm a vegetarian, so then I had to find a solution quickly, and I had this pea protein schnitzel, I don't know, with some truffle powder, so that I still get some truffle to enjoy. So yeah, and then we really enjoy that together. Dinner is really our time to connect, to talk, and to just nourish our bodies. And I really like to finish my meal with something sweet. That's why I have some apple with cinnamon and a little yogurt to dip it in. It's Tuesday and I started my day as usual with my warm lemon water with sea salt, and then this is my breakfast for today. I first have a yogurt, then I put in some linseed oil, some lemon juice, some soy milk, apple, walnuts and some hazelnuts. And then I have a coffee with that, and I also made some warm soy milk, which is a good balance for the colder yogurt to balance it out. I also had a little piece of baguette because I was craving it and enjoyed that in the sun. Today's lunch is again a variation of different things. Here I mix a dip for some carrots, then I cut up my apple. Again, I have it with cinnamon, it's like a little dessert. Then I had some olives in the fridge that I liked to enjoy, and some baba joan again, and also some air fried tofu with some truffle powder. My today's 4 p.m. lunch was some apples with oats and soy milk and of course some cinnamon. And once a week when we crave some comfort, we have a little sushi and a movie series night, and that was today. And as a little dessert I had a matcha mochi, which I also really like. I finally bought myself a water bottle again. I didn't have one in like months or years, so it was perfect because now I can enjoy my morning drink while on the walk with Ivy. It was a beautiful day and that's what I did. I woke up, I went out with her in the sun. It was just such a beautiful walk and I managed to get a lot of hydration in even before breakfast, and she of course enjoyed to get the time together as well. I had breakfast at around 10 a.m. today, which is quite late for me. I had a variation of my yogurt fruit mixture. This time I put in some oats as well, and there will not be anything surprising with my breakfast. I really mostly have this and just, with different fruits for the seasons, with different nuts. I really like to keep it simple but also nourished in the morning. And one thing I noticed this morning is that walnuts are very good for your brain, and they also look like brains, which I think is such a coincidence and so cool. I then had my breakfast not so mindfully, but with some emails because it was already late, but that's fine for once. Right before my lunch break, I then went to the supermarket, and honestly, here in the south of France, supermarkets are so amazing. There are so many fresh local options. I absolutely love to do the food shopping here. I also brought some salad for me that I can eat outside today, and I found this pistachio yogurt which was so good. You see me trying it later, and we always go buy food with this little cart to do the grocery shopping. I really enjoy that. Whenever I come home with my grocery, I also quickly clean out the fridge and arrange everything in a way that, we have everything that we should eat first in the front and everything else back, and just arranging it nicely, because a well-arranged fridge, I think it's so cute and it makes my life more pretty and fun. And because the weather was so nice, I went out again and I enjoyed my lunch outdoors. Ivy was chilling with me. She's so cute. She just likes to chill and look around, and I love that too. So this is really our favorite thing to do when we have some time ahead. I also had this hibiscus tea with me that I love to enjoy because it's fruity and nice, and I don't know, I just love it. I then enjoyed this pistachio yogurt, and guys, this was so incredibly good. I then checked the nutritional value, and honestly, years ago I would have been so scared from this yogurt because it was more like a dessert. Here in the south of France, people really enjoy full fat, nothing low cal, and honestly, it's so good. Just eat the real thing, only eat when you're hungry, and that's really my way to go, how I manage my weight and feel good in my body. For dinner, I prepared a tomato tart, and what I love is to just mix flour with baking soda and yogurt. It gives this nice dough, it's very easy and also has some protein. I also prepared a salad just with a yogurt dressing, very simple, with some vinegar. And then I put some tomato paste on the dough and these beautiful tomatoes, some olive oil, and then also some chilies and some agave syrup. We also had rice left over from the sushi, so I prepared a fried rice with egg and some fresh herbs. And here's your sign to be creative when you don't really have a lot of kitchen tools. I just always love to use scissors to cut anything like pizza and stuff like that. It works so well. And that was the final dinner that we had and shared that night. And of course, it wouldn't be my dinner without a little dessert. I had some apples with a yogurt cinnamon dip. On Thursday, I didn't really feel so good, so the whole day was focused on comforting and warming food. Of course, in the morning my lemon water, and this time I added some hibiscus because I really like the taste and it gives me a good mood. Breakfast was very easy today, just some apple with yogurt because I didn't really have much energy to do more. Then I had a coffee, and because I didn't have milk, I added this Alpro cooking soya cream, and I also really like that in my coffee. For lunch, I then cooked some veggies because I wanted to prepare a soup, added some vegan creamer and some vegetable stock. And I then pureed it and enjoyed it with a piece of sourdough bread. Instead of a dessert, I had a vegan protein shake because I like the taste and it gave me at least some protein. In the afternoon, I craved a little snack, so I made myself some popcorn, just some kernels in a pot, and then I enjoyed it with some fresh sea salt. And my favorite comforting dinner is always some pasta, so I roasted some onions. And then I saw this trick on TikTok where you just crumble tofu and I added some soy sauce. And I then put it to the air fryer to make it crispy. I then heated up some vegetable and turned it into a sauce. And yeah, that's how the pasta looked. I then added the crumbled tofu and it was so good. And then I also added some parmigiano and of course some fresh herbs. And this was so good, so comforting. I really enjoyed it. The dessert was the second mochi that I got with my sushi order yesterday. It's Friday and I started my day, of course, with some fresh water with lemon juice and sea salt, and then I made myself a bigger breakfast again, and this time I even had some fresh mango that was so yummy as an addition. And the sun was shining, I enjoyed it outdoors together with a little cappuccino with some soy milk. I was very busy that day, so I couldn't eat lunch at my normal lunchtime. So I had this protein nut chocolate bar. First I had half, but then I had another half because I was still hungry. And at 2 p.m. I finally had time for my lunch. I treated myself with this salmon. I very rarely eat fish, but yeah, I just see it as a treat and I really enjoy it. Then I had some fresh asparagus with it. This is how I always prepare my salmon. I fry it, but just in its own oil. And then I mixed up some tahini with lemon juice. This always is the best sauce. I love it. It thickens up. It's very nice. And I put also some sea salt, and it was even a bit too thick, so I added some soy milk as well. And then of course I also roasted the asparagus. And I love some fries, so I had some with this menu with some truffle powder, of course. And this is my lunch. This is my absolute favorite. Just, you know, when Friday is a bit busy, I love to enjoy a very nice and energy-giving lunch like this. And the usual dessert, some apple with yogurt with cinnamon dip. For dinner, I wanted to try something new, and I just always am just always creative with my food. I never really follow recipes. I maybe see something and then I just try it out. So here I fried some onion, some chilies, of course with some fresh sea salt. Then I added some crumbled tofu again because I really enjoyed that yesterday, some soy sauce as well. And then I added the beans, which I thought, it's very nice to have in the tacos because I don't eat meat. I added some hot sauce as well, fresh herbs. Then I also fried in olive oil some mushrooms and tomato and paprika. And then I made another component or like another sauce, which was Parmesan chili and yogurt. And then here you see me layering the tacos, but those were the ones for my husband because he wanted to eat later. So I just put it in the oven so it stays warm. I like to eat tacos this way because I don't really like to eat with the hands. Today I added a magnesium tap into my morning water. I sometimes like to do that. Then I had a coffee with some creamer and some fruits with yogurt as usual. And our favorite thing to do on Saturday is to go to a farmer's market. This time we went to Antibes, and here you just get some beautiful impressions of all the fruit and vegetable, and also oils, olives, etc. Everything that we bought here. The bag was full quite quickly. We put everything to the car, and then we stumbled around Antibes and we had some focaccia. This was so delicious. I just had half of it. I shared it with my husband because I knew that afterwards we wanted to go to a nice coffee. I had a coconut cappuccino and they had some nice cookies, a recipe by his mom, so I also had one. Back home, of course, my favorite activity, rearranging the fridge, and oh my god, it was definitely my most favorite fridge since a long time. Spring is here and everything is so beautifully and fresh. And I also had to try the dips that we bought at the farmer's market with a carrot. And then I also cut up some fruits as an afternoon snack. In the evening, I was then in a big mood to cook something, and I wanted to make a veggie lasagna. I first stir-fried some veggies, and then I made this vegan chicken. I made it a little bit smaller so that it's more like minced vegan beef. And then I added some fresh tomatoes, some canned tomato, and just made a very nice veggie mix. And then here I make something that you put on top of the lasagna. You just basically have butter and then you mix in flour, and then you slowly add the milk, and it gives you this creamy sauce. And here I bought some homemade, but for us it's store-bought lasagna plates. And then I just basically layered up everything, and then off top the white sauce with some parmigiano, and here is how it looked like. I then made some fresh green salad with some cucumber, some vinegar, and we also added some of these dried herbs that we bought at the farmer's market. Here is how the lasagna turned out, and this was so amazing, yummy. We loved it. Here's how it looks like on the inside, and we just enjoyed that for dinner. Sunday was a very rainy day. You can see the weather today is much darker. I woke up and I had my usual breakfast, but this time I mixed some of this hibiscus into the yogurt and it turned out slightly pink, which I absolutely adored. And because it was Sunday and had some extra time, I just made it look pretty. Also, half of the cookie from yesterday I didn't eat, so I brought it back home, so I put it in my breakfast, and this was so yummy. Then for lunch I mixed up some skyr also with some tzatziki herbs that we bought, some fresh lemon juice. This was my sauce, and the lunch was basically the same as yesterday. I could literally eat this every day. Of course I don't do because I don't want to overconsume salmon, but this was so good. And as a dessert, as usual, some fruit with some soy milk. And then around 4 p.m. I had this protein nut bar. For dinner I then cut up a salad from our fresh veggies, and my husband ordered tacos, so I just got some tortillas with guacamole, and then I ate it also with some vegan chicken. And sorry, tonight I wasn't really feeling like filming anymore, so it was a little bit shorter today, but here is my last dessert. Again, some fruits with some milk that I had. And yeah, that was kind of it, guys. How did you like it? I really enjoyed filming it, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!